last year in December, I was lying in my bed. I went to sleep at 11 p.m., right? I was lying there. I was kind of tossing around. I felt like I was trying to run away from something, right? Like, my thoughts were racing, and I was kind of trying to avoid something in my thoughts. So this happened, right? And I was lying there, and suddenly I stopped kind of like turning around, like tossing, turning around, right? And my mind just kind of went still. And I was like, alright, shit, I'm not gonna be able to sleep. And what happened was that I realized I'd been escaping something. Because I realized that I was really fucking afraid, actually, um, of a deadline that was coming up. Like, I had to do some work and shit, and I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna do this, man. So it was really uncomfortable, right? And I was like, shit. So I was lying there until 3 a.m. noticing these fears, and it just like illustrates the point of how we have to just fucking face our fears, right? Because when I actually faced it, it was so relieving because I was like, oh yeah, there's really nothing to be afraid of, man. It's like shit. It's all this in our head, all this imaginary shit we make up that's so bad and so something like this, right? But in reality, it's really not that bad. So face your motherfucking fears. That's the key insight here. And yeah, so I was really just trying to escape this, right? Like when I went into my bed there at like 11 p.m., I was like, shit, I don't want to think about this, right? It was like scrolling in a way. I was kind of trying to keep my mind distracted from something. Um, so yeah. So when this happened, right? Like I am, like I don't know what happened. Like my mind just went completely still or something like that. I was like shit, or like I just felt like awake suddenly. Like I just knew I couldn't go back to sleep because like shit, I'm too awake now. Like I don't know what happened. I just wasn't tired. Right. So yeah. So what I did, right, was I sat there. I was like, okay, I felt like something was gonna happen. I was like, shit, this can't be for nothing. This can't be happening for nothing. So I was like, yo, what's actually happening here? I just like stopped for a moment. I was like, okay. Instead of trying to distract my mind again, I was like, okay, what's actually happening here? And I was like, okay, first thing is I'm running away from something. Okay, that's what I noticed, right? Like I noticed, okay, I'd been running away from something. Okay, the next step is then I said to myself, like, what am I running away from? What am I so scared of, right? And at first, like a couple things went up, right? I was like four things maybe. I was like, okay, this assignment is come up, this like deadline is come up, this shit is coming up, and I was like, okay, but this can't be like there's something deeper, right? Something more. So I was like, I just sat there with this question, like, what am I so fucking afraid of? I just sat there with that question, or lie down there with that question. Um, yeah, and then something started to happen. So slowly more answers started coming up. I was like, okay, okay. And then all of a sudden, like, she just went crazy. Like, I like literally had my phone. I was on like Apple Notes, and I just started writing down everything that came up. I was like, shit, all these things. And then turns out that I was afraid to disappoint people. That was like the underlying fear. Like, okay, these assignments, these deadlines, okay, they're coming up. Fair enough. I'm afraid, like, the actual thing I'm afraid of is disappointing other people and disappointing myself. And yeah, when I realized that, it was so fucking relieving. Because, like, okay, yeah, wow. I am really fucking afraid. I just allowed myself to be afraid. I allowed myself to cry a little bit. Because I was like, shit. because that's those emotions that are allowed to be processed when you do this, right? Cry, for instance. So that was really like healing in a way. Actually, it felt really good. Yeah. And then just like just allow yourself to be afraid, and then boom, develop a good relationship to this fear. Like yeah, like it's not wrong to feel fear. Yeah. And then like you kind of you don't have to run away from the fear anymore because you're not really scared of the fear, right? Or you're not scared of being scared. So you're just kind of chilling, and then you can just sit there like and consciously just look at the fear. Like next time it comes up, like yo, this fear, man. Yeah, I notice you. And then you can just welcome it in actually, and then be like, hey yo, you know, and then just allow it to go through your body and process it and just feel it. Because then when it's allowed to be felt, like that's what it wants. And just wants the fucking recognition, then it's gonna be passed now again. That's like literally with any emotion, like anger, right? If you're fucking like tightening up, if you're angry, you're tightening up, you're like, oh fuck, man, I hate being angry. Like shit, I'm not supposed to be angry, then it's gonna keep being there. But if you just allow it, just let go, allow it to be there, boom, you're good, man. Yeah. So that's really the thing for today, boys. And do you like my new glasses? We're going out skiing with this shit. So I thought, hey yo, these glasses, they're the most blended, the most goated glasses out there. So yeah. But I hope you all got something from that. Remember to face your fucking fears with love, with presence, with love for yourself as well, acceptance, everything. And yeah, when you do this, you're the fucking go. And yeah, peace out.